All right, guys, welcome to the High Velocity Racing League podcast, the Turnin Laps podcast here on the High Velocity Racing Network. Chase, Wilder, and Happy here on this abbreviated, probably, podcast tonight. We got about 45 minutes to get through everything High Velocity Racing League. So, what do you think, guys? We start with the Cup Series last week.
Oh yeah, sounds good to me.
Perfect. So, trying to remember exactly what happened last week. I was at Pocono. Um, Kind of a short field, if I remember. I think it was only 9 drivers in that race. So it was a definitely short field. And fuel strategy played a big factor in it, with uh, it being really long laps. And we had Mercado leading a lot of laps, actually led the most laps with 36 laps led. And then next most was Bryce with 17, and then CD Mangrum with 16. Those three constantly found themselves at the front of the field, along with Mason, who was always really in the top 3 to 4 for most of the race as well. At the end of the day, CD Mangrum on a hot streak right now. He won Watkins Glen a couple of weeks ago, and then he won Pocono last week. So he is 2 for 2 in the round of 8. And no new winner means still 3 people having to point their way in as we go into the Martinsville race tonight.
Yeah, I got to watch some of the race. It looked pretty interesting.
You can say the word. Go ahead.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad race.
It
Just
was not a lot of action.
yeah, yeah, it was a boring race. You probably need a large field for Pocono, being as big as it is as well. Um, why am I on Gen 6? Uh, but yeah, then the dynamic of the dirty air and that kind of contributed to not very much passing abilities. So that kind of screwed up a few things as well.
It seemed like a lot of the ways that people were being able to pass were creating runs by having more momentum off of corner exit, whether that was off of 3 down the long straightaway or off of 1 down the straightaway to the tunnel turn. Those were the two opportune passing areas,
Mm.
where people would get side by side with somebody, or they would just continue that run along the outside, because there was a lot of trying to break up the draft, kind of a la Indy. A lot of people were trying to, jive down to the inside. Mercado and Mangrum were like the key people that were doing this. Bryce and Mason were trying to follow as best as they could. Um, but after a while, Bryce and Mason just started staying out by the wall and carrying their momentum. And a couple of times, Bryce was able to get to the outside of the person in P2 at that time was Mangrum, and then start to generate runs towards the front even more by just kind of holding him off and not giving him the room, pinching him down in the corners and in the tunnel turn in turn 3. So it seemed like once you got there, you could make the pass, but getting to the passing areas was very difficult.
Yeah, and then that, yeah, yeah, it was okay. I mean, same winner, so it creates a little bit more drama, um, a little bit harder to get your ticket in. So this last race on the round of 8 is going to be interesting. I mean, Bryce, if he shows up, he should be locked in. So I don't think he can not be locked in if he just shows up. But still on the cusp is Hanneman and Kern and Marini, Tomlinson, Frey, Mercado. Those guys can still get in, not with just a win, but also a real good points day and a bad points day for a few others they can get into just off points alone.
I think Mercado's kind of in must-win territory at
Yeah,
18 back,
yeah, yeah,
but
probably since there's not that many in the field, so everybody's going to get stage points. So you really can't separate yourself too much.
Marini and Tomlinson are in the ability to get in via points. Both of those guys, and then Bryce, I think, is pretty much mathematically locked in. He's got 62 points to the cut line. All he's got to do is, like you said, show up and he's in.
Or
So that
use a
just leaves,
provisional. Yeah,
or use a provisional and he's
yeah.
in. And so, I mean, two spots up for grabs. Hanneman and Kern hold them, with Hanneman up 15 to the cut line. I tell you what, that round of 12 really helped out Hanneman in his bid to try to get into the championship 4. Um, all those the stage wins with all the playoff points, and then winning that race at Talladega really helped him propel himself into the top 4, very well. So now we've got 4 guys really looking for their way into victory lane to try to lock themselves in and knock either Kern or Hanneman out. So we will see what happens Martinsville tonight with 200 laps.
Yeah, it'll be fun. It'll definitely be fun. I'll participate as much as I can. I think I can get about an hour and a half in, so I don't know if the race will be over with by then or not, but definitely going to give her a go. Add some more cars to the field there. See what I can do. Not a huge fan of Martinsville, although it's always done me okay. Not bad.
You're not a fan of Martinsville? What?
Nah, well, I'm not a fan of how everybody drives on Martinsville. We'll say that.
Oh, you mean the high aggression?
Yeah.
Makes sense. It should be fine, though, with this amount of cars. I think it should be. I mean, all these guys are pretty clean. I mean, they're not going to. I don't know. They might be beating and banging with each other. You know what I mean? I think they'll probably leave you out of the mix, Sean.
Maybe.
Stay with those playoff guys.
Yeah, I mean, nice close race there for the last spot. I think as long as Kern, as long as he stays clean and doesn't get in any trouble or anything.
Well, he said something about he might not be able to make it tonight.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yep, and Mason said he may. Mason said he may not be able to make it tonight either. So that's gonna really diminish his opportunity if he doesn't. He's got some things that are gonna make it hard for him to get here. So if he can, that'd be good for him. But if not, that's gonna really hurt his chances. But yeah, we'll see what happens. 10 drivers checked in right now. We were kind of hoping for a little bit more, but once you get to the end of the season, it's just kind of the participation drops off. We even saw that in the truck series last season. So, but yeah, good luck to everybody tonight in their bid for the championship 4. All those guys that aren't locked in already.
Yeah. All right. What do y'all want to talk about next?
Let's go to trucks. Trucks is next on the docket.
Let's go to trucks. Yep.
At my favorite track.
That was a good race.
That was a heck of a race. Watching the broadcast back was really good too. We had a lot of different leaders as well. It wasn't just the same folks up front at all times. Justin Nava ended up leading the most laps with 19 laps led. The next closest was Zachary Tyler. Couldn't read what that said. 16 laps led. So a couple of SOG teammates leading a lot of laps there at the front.
That's crazy. That was our most laps led. And as I'm looking on this sheet here, 15 different leaders.
It's crazy.
That is.
And only 3 guys led double-digit laps. That to me is just wild.
Yeah. And we only had 7 cautions, and 2 of those were stages, and 1 or 2 might have been the extensions. Yeah. Yep. So I don't think we had, but what, like 3 or 4 cautions?
I can think of 2 or 3 for cause. We had one right at the end of the race, which put us into a green-white checkered, which was a real bad time for a lot of us, and a real good time for some, particularly the race winner. But and then I can only think of 1 or 2 more that were for cause. So I mean, honestly, not a bad race at all from everybody, and the fact that we were able to do so with another 40 truck field, comparing what we are doing right now at this point in the season to what we did at this point in the season last season, the difference is just astronomically better. I mean,
attendance,
the driving is so good.
Yeah, but the driving is better because our attendance was still up close to this high last season as well. But yeah, the amount of incidents, and I mean, we were still begging people not to run through people in wrecks and stuff like this at this time last season.
Yeah, I mean, we're 4 races in, and we've had 3. I can think of, well, we've had 2 really good races, and we've had a third that was pretty good as well at Kentucky. So overall, like, I feel like we are far surpassing what we did last season. And it's just, it's impressive. Kudos to everybody that's driving in the truck series. And even when we are having incidents, and I talked about this a little bit last week, and I can talk about it even more, we are keeping it to just like 2 or 3 trucks that are caught up in these incidents as well. So
Mm-hmm.
good awareness by everybody. Try to continue to work on that, and I, I mean, this is the most fun series I feel like right now is this truck series with the size of the fields and everything.
It is, right, with the size and how clean it is. I mean, that's the only bad part about having a big field is the amount of wrecks. But if you
Yep.
don't have those amount of goofy cautions and people acting a fool, then it definitely turns out to be a great season and a good
Yep.
one to race in. Not to mention we haven't had duplicate winners in the ARCA series or trucks yet.
Yep. Which at this point, I think this was about where we had our first duplicate winner. I think that was
Yes.
Cornwell. He had won back-to-back races at Nashville Superspeedway in Kansas last season.
Right.
So 4 races in, 4 different winners in the truck series, 4 different winners in the ARCA series. That's really, really awesome.
I don't think we'll have a duplicate this one either. I think a different guy that hasn't won will win trucks. I think a different guy that hasn't won will win ARCA too. So I think we're gonna be 5 for 5 on that. You want to go over the top 10 real quick, and I'll move on to point standings.
Yeah, top 10, first time winner. He led 1 lap, and it was the most important one. Mike Kuffel, the charge from 14th to the lead, thanks to a teammate over here that let him by, didn't close the door on him. Wilder. Justin Nava finishes second. He made a charge also from 15th all the way up to second. So both those guys really good run, or 13th up to second rather. Ryan Seabolt tried to battle him off there at the end. He finishes third. Justin Shoemate in the 00 finishes fourth. Corey Moore in fifth in the number 45. Mason Connell in sixth place. Dustin Bloodworth in seventh. Myself in eighth. Anthony Hall ninth, and KT. Mr. Ocho, 8 Ball. That's what we're trying to call me, I guess. Now. That's my new nickname. Apparently. And then KT rounded out the top 10.
I do want to say that Mike did start 33rd, finish first, and a 0x. I mean, that's one way to make your way through a field.
I would have had a 0x. We won't talk about it though.
There are quite a few 0x's on this board, and only a couple in the double digits. So, I mean, really good as far as
I was just looking at that too.
Go.
I think I counted up about 6 or 8 guys with 0, and then about maybe 5 or 6 with double digits, and it's pretty good all the way through.
You can really attribute that to the width of the racing surface at Auto Club. I mean, there's plenty of room to get around and not get involved in stuff. I mean, there's like it's like 7 lanes, it feels like, that are available for you, and you can drive anywhere on that track.
But I feel Chicagoland is just as wide, and we had more issues there. But it was a fun race. I had a blast, and these late cautions keep getting a lot of us. I know that we're kind of doing good on the long run. I know Danny Gross was flying. I was right behind him, and we were moving through the field pretty good. And he had probably the thing won if it stayed green, I would think. But yeah, I mean, it was a good race. I mean, for the whole series, I'm sure it was exciting to watch. I know those cautions suck for us driving that get kind of screwed by those, but I'm sure it makes more entertaining broadcasts for the few that are watching and the broadcasters doing the broadcasts and stuff. So
right. Well, as our top 10 goes in the point standings, we have Chris up there leading it, man. This is definitely, up 17 points. That's, he's starting to get himself a little gap, and Mike will miss, and Bobby's already missed. So, he has himself a little lead there with Mike Kuffel at second, Bobby Grady in third, and Wilder in fourth. Look at you, Wilder. Corey Morris having a good season in fifth. Ryan Seabolt. I mean, he's having a great season there. He's P6 right now. Matthew Chase in seventh, which is weird.
Good thing I'm not eighth.
Should be eighth.
No, I don't want to be eighth.
Well, maybe after this week you'll be eighth.
Oh, I'll probably be farther back than that.
Danny Gross in eighth. Mason Connell in ninth. Justin Nava in 10th. As we will go take a look at the playoff standings, which will be pretty close to the same. I don't think anybody out of the top 12 has won. No, Noah, yeah.
Noah.
I guess Noah's up there.
He's 12th.
Oh, okay, is he?
He is 12th, yeah.
Okay. About to say, because if he drops below that, then I guess he kind of stole one spot away from someone. But as is, there's your playoff standings right there. Dustin Bloodworth in 12 is only +1. Then you go from 13th, 14th, 15th, 16th. I mean, they're only 7 points behind all the way to 16th there.
Yep.
So, yeah, definitely. With only what, 5 races left?
5 races left. We got the road course this week and 4 more. And there's
Well,
another road course to be had in that as well. We got the Gateway road course at the tail end of the regular season as well.
well, speaking of road course, I guess we can go ahead and talk about where we're at this week for the trucks.
Headed up to Connecticut
Yeah, buddy. It's
for
definitely new to a lot of people. We haven't ever done that one, Lime Rock, so it should be good racing. I know Wilder's putting down some lap times. Even Bryce put up a lap time one to help drivers out. You should have put up one so you have or show a faster time than Bryce there, Wilder. I think even Wilder's about a second faster than Bryce's tutorial. So to me, he's going to be one of the ones to beat if he can keep it on track anyway. But I know you put in a lot of time this week, so or in past couple weeks probably.
I mean, most of the time I would put down, it wasn't even focused on qualifying and putting down a fast lap at all. Really, I just started doing that the other night because been working different strategies and stuff, and I think starting up front is going to be helpful for any of the strategies really. Um, but yeah, so I'm hoping to be up there and stay up there the whole race. Hopefully top 5 each stage and top 5 at the end. That's what I'm hoping on. That should, if I come away with a win, that'd be great to get locked in and not have to worry about that part of it.
Yeah,
now
I mean,
my question is that lap time in the 52s, is that with race amount of fuel or is that with test drive fuel?
Oh yeah, that was with no, that's with race fuel. Yeah, no,
Okay.
actually that's probably more because I did it in the session under testing, so that's
Yeah,
full
so that's
load of
full
fuel.
fuel. That's
So
scary.
I don't know if that helps or doesn't help. I don't know, because I did a AI race and I did a 53 flat, and then I just got shaved another tenth off, and there's a couple more tenths out there too. I know because my optimum's like 52.6 or 5 or something like that. So I don't know how you put it all together, but I haven't really, like I said, I wasn't practicing really on just trying to get a lap time. I've been practicing on, different situations and getting off track and how to get back on the track and how to not mess up and, fuel strategies and things like that. So
it definitely
I put
seems
some
like
laps in
a fast track, kind of like a Watkins Glen kind of fast-paced track. So I think these, yeah, what is it, 60 laps total? I think those will go pretty quick.
It
yeah, I think
is.
so. I think it's gonna be a fast race. Yeah, it's not. It's gonna be under an hour.
Yeah, 60 laps
Yeah,
with flying stages, no cautions. I mean, it's gonna be quick.
yeah, which most of the road courses are. But yeah, this is our first time. I was doing the lap times and thinking about how many miles a lap is, and just so we just ended on 60. I think it'll be a good number. Um, you do a whole bunch at like Sonoma or something, man. That stuff
Yeah.
wears you out, man. I just want these to be over with as quick as you can on these
Yeah,
road
when we talk
courses.
about the next series, we can talk about that. That was pretty wild, but this one is not as taxing as, especially in these vehicles. Obviously, the trucks are a little more stable. Um, you can get up to full throttle a couple spots on this track. Obviously, the front stretch, and there's a couple other little spots. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I mean, I do pretty good on them, the road courses. So I've been looking forward to this one. I put in a lot of practice. I know that everybody's been laughing at me because I put in so much time, but I actually started doing it and I just enjoyed it. It was fun to even just practice it. It's a fun track. So
Yeah, I put a few laps in yesterday and got my time shaved off like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, somewhere in that range. So
That's a big
it could be
number.
interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just kind of pieced together a good way to get around the track for me. It's not going to be the fastest, but if I can top 20, top 15, if I'm lucky, I'll be happy.
Maybe sneak out some stage points.
I doubt that. If I do, I'll get 8th in the stages, though, to be sure.
I don't want you to drop down to 9th or 10th in the standing, so you have to do pretty
Oh.
good. Just so
I'm
you
gonna
can
drop out of the. I can't drop down to that far, really. If we think
just
about
let Danny finish in front of you, so he can get 7th.
it. No,
drop
I
down
don't
to
want
8th.
No, I don't want to be 8th.
Maybe
I
you'll
know.
get.
Should be interesting too.
He's gonna get
Oh,
18th.
go ahead. Sorry.
I'll say I've gotten 8th too
18th.
much. I've got 18th. That's probably more accurate, to be honest.
It should be interesting too, just to see who takes tires when and who just does the fuel. And I mean, you can go the whole thing without no tires, but obviously it's going to slow you down a little bit. But just
Right? Do you want to?
depends on, do you want that track position or do you want it? It just depends. So should be interesting in that facet of it.
As a member of the slow committee, probably no tires.
The thing with this, so then I can equate to like Kansas Road, because there wasn't a lot of time you can game. Yeah, you were doing a minute 17s, minute 20s, right, around Kansas, but there was that long NASCAR 3 and 4 in the straightaway where you weren't gaining time. It took a lot longer to lap cars or trucks. I think you're going to come on lap vehicles after 5 laps the whole race. I mean, I don't think it'll stop after that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this isn't a long track. It's not a very long track at all. So
yeah, you're gonna have to deal with traffic the whole race, pretty much.
Yeah, I mean, it might be 10 laps if everybody stays on the track, but it'll happen pretty quick, I think. Then it's just going to be something that the first 10 or 15 cars are going to have to deal with pretty much the entire race. Because I think just after, especially after pit stops, I mean, I don't think there'll be a corner without a vehicle on it.
And it's narrow, and if we have 40 show up, or however many pit stops, I don't remember. I think there's.
We're
was there
taking as
40?
many will show up.
Okay, so
for this
I
one.
mean, if there's 40 trucks out there, it's going to be a clogged racetrack.
Now, let me tell you right now, we're sitting at 34 checked in. So
That's good. I applaud all these guys, and I know I've been giving praise behind the scenes. All the admins have been talking about this truck series, but we'll go ahead and do it on here. Just y'all have been doing great. The amount I know we already touched on it a little bit, but we're just everybody's showing up. Everybody's clicking a sign in where they're not racing. They're responding to the sign in, which helps us out a lot. Trying to figure out who we need to boot from attendance like that. Y'all are being clean out there. Y'all are all. I understand the first couple of weeks of learning a league, there's going to be learning curves with some penalties and things like that. But it seems like everybody's understanding the rules now on the restarts, the right lanes in the pits, and everybody's being like real courteous. And I don't know, it just seems like great driving in our truck series. So I'm really happy with it.
all right.
Yeah, I think there's going to be also on this track. I think there's going to be a skill gap. You know what I mean? I think some guys just aren't road course guys and don't really like it, so they're just going to toot around the back. So it's a narrow track, so just keep that in mind. There's going to be some faster guys that are flying up on you probably. Just try to give some room, and let's all try to get through this together.
The best thing you can do is get out of the way.
Forget who we're going to pick to win. Let's guess how many laps Matt is going to be down.
5. Nope. 8.
8 and 60 is a lot, but man, we're gonna be looking for 8s anytime your name comes up.
I know.
I should just keep it on the track. You should be fine. It should be only a lap or two if you keep it on the track. Really.
Are there any spots I haven't, besides the testing when we first decided to pick Lime Rock? That's about the only laps I've done on here. Besides, are there any spots where you can destroy your truck? I know the first half of the course you can go off and it's just you're okay.
There's a couple. As you go up that hill, If you lose it into the tires on the right hand side, that is one spot. The corner right after that, if you break loose or if you get tight and go into the tires on the left hand side, that's another spot where you can destroy the truck.
Just a wall really close to the track, or
I mean, no, but once you get once you get into the grass, you're not stopping. You're going straight to that wall, and it is at an angle where if you get tight, you're going straight to that wall. So
I would say most of the damage is going to occur at the top of that hill where people get sideways and go to the right or to the left, or get parked sideways and another truck's coming up that hill and hits them. In the next corner, like you said, you can run wide there and then try to overcorrect, and you can go to either side of the track, right or left, and there's possibilities of damage there. And on the backstretch, people getting on the gas down that backstretch, you can get pretty squirrely at times, and if you lose traction, there's walls on both sides that, I mean, especially on the left side, there's a wall you can hit there. So
is that turn 3? I think coming down that straightaway. I think it's turn 3 or 4. I don't remember which it is.
Yeah, the right-hander getting on, and then there's the wall on the left that kind of starts jaunting out right about where you're going to start getting loose. So
right as that goes, like you get that that slight right hand turn. That's where that wall comes out, and it's close to the track, so you got to be careful.
Yeah. All right. Well, definitely gonna be interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna enjoy calling it, watching it with Tucker. So, especially to have his skill and knowledge up there will really help.
Absolutely.
So, because I'm just mid-tier at road courses, definitely aren't in the category of like Wilder or Tucker or anybody like that, or even Fontaine. I just do enough just to get around and maybe get a few stage points. That's all I could do.
All right, Gen 6, we raced at Sonoma. We were just talking about Sonoma, how wonderful that track is and how long the lap times were. And it was basically a 4-car race at the front for the longest time between Kern, Fry, Wilder, and Tucker, those guys battling it out for the race win. And at the end of the day, it came down to fuel mileage. And Wilder, you had the lead and had to give it up with coming to the white flag, I believe, right?
Yeah, I was coming to the hairpin about ready to take the white flag, and the lap before that, I kind of realized where I'm at fuel wise, and it was getting close, but I was still gonna push. But then Kern got to the inside of me right before the hairpin there, and he kind of got the spot already. And Fry was right behind him. I mean, we were all like in a group like the whole damn race. It was pretty wild. Tucker had some issues and he forgot about fuel, and he ended up in fourth, a little distance behind us. But I think we're all in the same boat as far as trying to save at different points. And Kern had saved a little bit before then, so he can push a little bit harder. And he just got to the inside in the hairpin, and Fry was right there. I just kind of conceded at that point because I didn't think fighting him was really going to be. It wasn't going to help my fuel mileage for sure, and it definitely, I just wanted to. I would have taken the third was fine with me at that point, And then I came across the line. I was 0.8 or 0.7 to go, so I really didn't have no chance to battle back really. So, yeah, it was still a fun race. I was sweating. That is a taxing road course when you're in that tense of battle the whole race, and yeah, a lot of turns, and that car is a little sketchy, and actually a lot sketchy, but it was a blast. I had fun, man. That was a good race. It was fun.
Happy, you were battling at the mid to back half of the top 10 for most of the race. How did you fare? How did you feel the race went for you?
I made more mistakes than I normally do, and I felt more comfortable in this Gen 6 than I did in next gen. Where did I start? I think I qualified.
You
I
started.
qualified 6th. I think I could have, without my 2 or 3, I looped it on the
second lap, I think.
Yeah,
first lap.
second lap, I think, and I think I was in P5 at the time. I looped it, and that really put me behind the 8 ball, trying to keep up with a couple of guys in front of me. They're
Didn't
not
put you
loop.
behind me. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well. And then I looped it again, and then I didn't take tires the first time to make up time, so I went those 2 stages all the way till the second stage without getting tires. Probably put me more behind the 8 ball. So whatever, I got some decent stage points. I think 5th or 6th in both stages. Looks like I finished 7th, so I'll take that there. I mean, I know I wasn't keeping up with those 4 guys, and really I wouldn't have kept up with Travis either if Travis didn't have some power
Oh, I
outages.
know. He was gonna be right in the battle, man.
Oh yeah, it was gonna be a 5-horse race there, probably the whole race, because
Yeah.
he had some quick
For
times.
sure.
I mean his times were just as good as those guys up top. So yeah, yeah. Overall, it was good. I'm glad we did it, and really glad it's over.
So
I
yeah,
would
we'll
just
go.
say this
Go
is
ahead.
a good series though. I feel like the group of guys we have is like perfect. I mean, it's like
Oh,
we race
everybody's
hard
chill.
too. I
Yeah.
hit Fry up the hill and there's no like hard feelings really. I just apologize and he's like, nope, no problem. Just move on to the next and I really appreciate all the guys that are in this series that, lots of clean racing, no arguments about nothing. It's been great.
See, the difference is when you moved him, you were battling for the lead. Like that's the thing. I mean, it's not like you're battling for 30th in the truck series or you're battling for, outside of the top 10 really in any of the other series. You're battling for the race lead at that point, and you were faster than him at that point. I
Well,
think just
well, yeah.
maybe not a lot, but a touch. And so, I mean, you weren't moving him to move him and ship him off track. You were moving him just to get him out of the way because you felt like you were
Well, no, I
faster.
don't even think that was the case. I think Fry just went on the outside, and that was Sean had to stick it in there. Then there was net code, so I don't think he was
Yeah.
even trying
Yeah,
to
he made a
move
little
the
bobble
guy
at the
or
top of
anything.
that hill, that second
Gotcha.
turn.
Yeah.
He had a little bobble, went a little wide, and I took advantage of it and got alongside him. I was just trying to get alongside him coming back down the hill and just, we bumped into each other. But anyways, I just, everybody's been real clean and I know Fry and Kern are probably class of the field and Bobby and a couple other guys kind of get up there in the oval when we get to the oval tracks. So yeah, anyways, just good series, been fun.
Oh yeah, it is. All these guys are chill. It's not quite the drama fest as other series we have and angry people. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
it's just no, yeah. Everybody in here is just real chill. So I like that.
So yeah, quickly
So
running over the race results. Kern wins. Fry comes in second. Wilder third. Tucker in the fourth position. KT McCann, he finished in fifth position. Andrew Halloran sixth. Happy, you finished seventh. Bobby Grady eighth. Josh Parker in ninth, and then myself in 10th. See, I don't get eighth place. I'm not 8-ball,
there you go.
you're 8 ball in trucks.
apparently. So season standings right now, Kern leads the way. He is 39 points up over Fry, who is in second. Happy, you are in third. Bobby Grady is fourth. Bryce Tucker fifth. Wilder is up to sixth. Brandon Dayhoff sits seventh in the points. Chris Weiniger in eighth. Myself in ninth. And Don Miller running out the top 10 in the points.
Yep, and that probably stays true for the most point. Everybody that has got the win is in anyway. You have Travis George and Randy Post tied for 11th/12th, whatever you want to call it, and they're
Yeah.
just 1 point up on the cut line with KT right behind them with a good finish. After Sonoma getting P5 there, so
Yep.
going on to Indy. Any of y'all take any laps on there?
I have not yet.
Not fun. Not fun in these
No,
cars. I'll
come
be honest
on.
with you. It is really
Oh,
tight,
really?
and they do not. Yeah.
And the Gen
Yeah.
6?
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds awful.
Yeah.
How's the
It is.
weather? Is the weather hot or cloudy?
I can't remember what the weather was. I think it was sunny out. Definitely not cloudy. But no, they were just tight is all. I mean, you have to let off in the corners for sure. But otherwise, as always, it'll make a good race because the people that we have in there make it a good race. So just a little learning curve with that is all. But definitely wouldn't hurt to get some laps on. That's for sure.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do that.
Yeah.
That sounds like a terrible time, honestly.
No, it's always a good time in Gen 6. You just have to have the right people. it makes it a good time.
I don't even mean that. The car, it's so tight, man. That car,
It's
it's
like
weird, man.
It's like some corners you can take. So I would take them like I do in the trucks. Like you barely have to let off, right? On some of those corners. And if you hit corner 1 right, you can really hit corner 2 right. But then going in with this Gen 6, sometimes there just wasn't nothing you can do. And I don't know if it was coming off the front stretch, carrying a lot of speed or what. But yeah, it was interesting for sure. So, but I think we only have like 60 laps there. So it won't be too bad. Hopefully it'll be more fun than that
Look at
Pocono
that.
race. Right, Bryce?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun till it wasn't.
When was it not fun?
At the end, when you, no, it wasn't fun anytime you got within 8/10 of somebody and you just couldn't do anything at all.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys have already talked about Cup. It's just weird though, man. Like, we raced, ironically enough, we raced Indy in the Cup car a couple weeks ago, and I mean, it's literally, it's the same thing. It's like 8 to 6/10. You can't do anything. If you get behind it, it's like you're in clean air, or if you get within like that 6/10, it's like you're in clean air. But it doesn't matter if you're faster than the guy. Like, it's weird though too, because like Pocono, you would think you would get like such a huge draft in those cars, but you don't. Like when we race there, I'm like, okay, if I get within this range, like I'll get a draft that'll help bridge the gap. And then it's like even if you do get a draft, by the time you get to the corner, you're still in that window anyway. So I don't. I'm curious. I bet you the Gen 6 cars honestly will probably feel pretty similar at Indy to that.
Of course, I was just test session by myself, so I have no idea what the dirty air is even going to do. I'm sure it ain't going to make it looser. So,
Yeah.
Well, it all depends, because what a lot of people don't realize about like the like super tight to really loose all of a sudden is you have to have so much steer in the car that by the time you get out of the corner, that's when the car wants to snap just because you have so much angle in it. So yeah, in my opinion, I'll have to do some laps too. But yeah, in my opinion, it's either going to be like I feel like it could be worse than the next gen car. Honestly, it could be either that or it's going to be like one extreme to the next extreme with like no warning. If I had to take a guess.
The one thing I will say about the Gen 6 car, because I used to race it a little bit early on in my racing career, I was not good. Don't take anything like that I say into full context, but the draft was a little bit more of a factor in the Gen 6 car when I was driving it, but I don't know if there's been any kind of update to the Gen 6 since this last patch that kind of messed with the next gen car as far as the dirty air. I mean, before that season patch, it did not feel like that. Am I right? Would I be right in saying that, Bryce?
The Gen 6 car or the next
No,
gen?
the next gen.
Yeah, like I don't know if it was this Discord or I think it was, but like I had said before, like people that complained about the dirty air before this patch just didn't know how to pass. Now it's like the dirty air on the old patch, like it was definitely a thing. You definitely had to think about it. Like if you were on somebody, you couldn't just take the corner as if they weren't there. But you could still be within a window and you could just back up the corner a little bit more and you'd be fine. But now you have to back up the corner so much on entry that by the time you get off the corner, you're not gaining. Like you're not losing, but you're not gaining. And then like with how the draft is, it's like at Indy the draft was really strong in the next gen car. Even with this package, the draft was really strong. But at Pocono, it was just like it was non-existent. And I don't know why. I don't know if like wind had a factor in that. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, I like you said, I don't know what they've done to the Gen 6 car, if anything. I don't know if the tire
probably
model
not
even
much of
affects the Gen
anything.
6. Like I said, I don't know how universal that tire model is.
Yeah.
That will play a little bit of a factor, but I don't know. Like you said, I'm just not one to ask about the Gen 6 car. Like I guess it's just a lack of seat time, but when we did that All-Star race at Charlotte, I was like, "Man, I'm flying." And then all of a sudden, I wasn't.
You hit a
And
wall. It's like you hit the wall.
yeah, I mean, and I wasn't driving it any different than I would any other car. You know, obviously you drive different in every car to an extent, but like I didn't like drastically change my driving style and like I don't know, it's weird. I mean, it'll be interesting to watch if I can actually get a chance to watch it. Well, no, I race on Mondays. Duh. But
You can watch it back after though.
yeah, I go back and watch it. But yeah, I don't know. You guys have fun with that.
Well, I'll tell you what,
I'm curious to-
Martinsville, you shouldn't have too much of any issues with dirty air. So
We don't know.
Yeah, I'm
we don't know.
curious to when we get to 1.5 miles in the Gen 6, like how it feels, because we've been Daytona, Rockingham, Iowa,
Sonoma,
right, and now Indy.
then
Indy's
yeah, that's a good
so
point. We
Indy will
haven't
be
done a
the
mile and a
kind of the
half yet.
closest. Yeah, it'll be the closest to kind of feeling maybe. Well, not really. Actually, it's not. It's different than a mile. You can kind of feel though how it's gonna feel a little
Well, we
bit
have
in the
to
corners
we have to
anyways.
hurry up and get into ARCA because we
Yeah.
got 3 minutes. So
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I forgot. I thought we were just-
ARCA, let's see. Taking a look, we had. Well, you guys will know better because it was a pretty good race from what you guys were saying. So let's talk. Go ahead and talk about it.
Yeah, it was. It was by far the cleanest race we've had. I can't remember the car count. It wasn't terrible. We were in the 30s, though, I
29,
think, right?
29.
29.
Yeah, we were right there. Seemed like a good number. Nice clean race. Had some weird things at the end with just when the caution came out and caught a lot of guys a lap down, and so we ended up only having a couple guys on the lead lap. A couple guys got their lap back on a couple late cautions at the end, so they were able to race. But I mean, I think overall, I mean, there was a group of probably 5 to 10 cars that were battling the whole race pretty much, and then there was a second group that was doing a whole nother battle on their own, and they were 3 wide, 4 wide, all over the place, and still didn't have a ton of wrecks like we had in the past. So I think definitely everybody's getting used to racing around each other. I mean, had a little bit wider track in Chicagoland, so that, I'm sure that helps. But yeah, man, it was a good race. It was fun to watch. Really,
Did you happen to catch that, Bryce?
Was it? Was it Autoclave? I don't even know where it was at.
ARCA was
Chicagoland.
at Chicagoland.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no, I didn't.
What had happened was there was a caution right in the middle of the pit window. Only 2 guys went in and took fuel. Well, everybody else, we had a long green, so all those guys pit. Those 2 that pit on that previous caution stayed out, right? Trapped everybody 2 laps down. Well, they didn't pit, or actually, let's see, everybody was
One
lapped
pit,
down.
the other
I
one
think
didn't.
John Shields pit. Colton
And the other one
didn't,
stayed out. Yeah.
and
Tried to field, so nobody got a wave around.
then on the
Mhm.
next caution, Colton went in, but John Shields didn't.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
they
man.
still, so it was just 2 people on the lead lap. And then by
Man, yeah,
that
I did not
time,
catch that.
yeah, then by that time, another one got a lucky dog. And by the end, there was only, at one point, we
4.
had the 2 up front, and third place was in 29th because he just got the wave around.
Yeah.
Right, yeah, end of line. Yeah, that's actually crazy. Yeah, man, the pitch strategy, man, when there's that many cars, it's so hard, right? Because it's like, I mean, it literally is a gamble because you have to find the perfect balance of like, there's always that one guy that's gonna like cut it in half, always, usually happy, but there's the guy that always cuts the final stage in half, and then there's the guy that goes in like what seems like 2 or 3 laps before the window really opens, and then you have like the next like handful of guys that like go in right when the window opens. So you're finding that line because like the guys that go in and pit, depending on the track, they're oftentimes anywhere from a second to a second and a half faster a lap, depending on where we're at. So the longer you stay out, you're just losing time. You'll gain it on the back end, obviously, but then it's like, okay, well, do I stay out and run it? If we get a caution, I can trap people down, but you lose too much time. So it's always a juggling act. We had, where was it? We had a race last night. I did in trucks. It was at Vegas, and the leader of the session accidentally put unlimited tires. So it was a constant battle of like, okay, I think there was like 30 something cars on track or trucks, and it's like, okay, I have like 5 or 6 laps on my tires. We have unlimited, but if I go in, I'm gonna be in, like you said, I'm gonna be in 30th, and I'm gonna have to deal with that. So pitch strategy is always. I'm curious to see how it's gonna play tonight. I have a feeling short tracks you usually get a butt ton of fuel, so I don't think fuel will be an issue. But yeah, I might have to go back and watch that. Then that sounds like that's. I mean, I think that's a new one. How many cars ended up actually finishing? on the
4.
lead lap?
Four on the lead
Four.
lap.
I think it was
Wow.
4 because it was those.
That's
Yeah, it was. Yeah, and then there wasn't a lot of car. You know what I mean? Like it wasn't a bad race.
well.
I
That's what I
mean,
was gonna say.
It-
That's what sucks. On paper, that race probably looks horrible. 4 cars on the lead lap.
yeah, but it was actually really. It was their best race yet. Now, great, it may not be up to truck or Gen 6 or standards, but it was definitely their best race. Only let me see here.
11
Caution-wise.
cautions for 17 laps, but some of that must have been extensions, I'm sure.
Extensions, yeah. So I want to.
Oh, yeah,
Well,
for
I
sure.
want to say there was probably like 6 or 7 cautions, probably.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean,
S- s-
progress is progress. I mean,
Yep.
Yeah.
I think we all kind of saved face a little bit, right? And like try to be optimistic with Arca, and I'm the blunt guy here. So we all kind of knew or thought rather that it was going to be a little bit worse than maybe we all kind of let it out to be. But from what I've heard, which is not a lot, so it's a good thing, is it hasn't been too great. The biggest fear that I have like with beginner leagues, it's not even so much the driving. It's just all the little stuff that you don't learn unless it's the hard way. Like just another example, that
Yep.
other league, they did a choose rule. And it's like, "Oh, well, iRacing's telling me to do this." And it's like it doesn't matter how many times you tell them. Like, and it's just that little stuff, but the racing that we've had from what I've heard and from the little bits and pieces I've been able to catch, I think is far exceeding any expectation that we all could have had for it.
The only
And
problem with ARCA is when you have 40 people on the track and each rookie makes one mistake,
it's amplified.
it's a
Yep.
whole
Yeah.
bunch of cautions when each person makes one mistake. So you don't see a lot of the same people during that race make a mistake. It's just a bunch of different people, but that's what you do when you have a bunch. And trucks have been, I mean, awesome. The trucks has been awesome. So on
Yeah.
cautions and all that, if you haven't been paying too much attention to that, Bryce,
No,
still,
I've heard trucks have been phenomenal.
yeah,
And again, like
it's great.
I've been very, very, very much so behind the scenes, almost non-existent. But I do, I do peep at the Discord every now and again, and yeah, I mean,
I mean,
from
penalties. I mean, like I said, like I was telling them in week 5 last season, we had to make a whole different rule for people just to run through people in trucks because they were just still
Yeah.
running through people.
Yep.
And now we had, I don't even know, like 2 penalties last week, and none of them were a real big deal.
yeah, I
think
saw
it was
that.
just
I will
lane
say
changes or something.
The ARCA guys that are sticking around, they're getting rewarded right now by
Mhm.
good driving, and it's only going to get better. We
Yep.
might have to open it back up a little bit, so you guys get ready if there's some new drivers out there. But we just want to, we don't want this to dwindle down, like Sean's saying. We have 29 last race. We have a road course coming up. The IPL is probably going to take its toll on some people, and we just want to keep it populated and make sure we have a fuller field and not so just get ready for
I
some
think by the end of the season,
new
we have
cars out there.
29 now, 20 next week. You're getting it up with 8 at the end of the season. So
Yeah.
I'll sum up Arca with one word, and I think we can all agree. The one word I would sum up Arca with is investment, and that's exactly
Yeah,
what it is. It's
for
an
sure.
investment.
Yep.
It's not, I'll give it another word, Bitcoin. Bitcoin was nothing 12 years ago, and now look at it, right? And
Yep.
that's the same concept with the Arca League. Like there's going to be frustrations, as I'm sure there has been, and I'm sure there'll be plenty more to come. But like these guys are saying, the amount of seat time that you're getting, the absolute just, I mean, everything. It's the whole package. And as you wow, English is hard. As you continue to grow through the ranks, quote unquote, if you will, yeah, it's only going to get better. So, I mean, hell, our first truck season arguably was worse than Arca was this season.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
truthfully.
Yeah.
And
It was pretty bad.
and now, I mean, look at the staple names that we have in the series, right? I mean, you got. I mean, I know Happy isn't racing trucks, but just think of everything as a whole. I mean, Kern. I mean, hell, Danny Gross in the trucks, Bobby Gritty in the trucks, you Wilder, you Happy, Chase. You've been around for multiple seasons now. I mean, Mike, which he's on a hiatus. Hell, Chris didn't even have iRacing when we first started, or he just had it, and now look at him too. Like it's just, again, it's an investment, and those that choose to stick around and stick it out and deal
Yeah,
with
they'll be able
all
to move up
the
the
bullshit
trucks.
now?
Yeah,
Nava's another name on that list. He's been around for multiple seasons as well.
Yeah.
So.
Speaking of somebody that did that, we didn't even shout out to our winner, John Shields, in the ARCA.
Yep.
He was a lucky.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
So,
quickly
yeah.
go over the top 10. John Shields
Yep.
wins it with Dayhoff and Josh Revel, the top 3. Corey Moore, a P4 there in the ARCA series as well, with Andrew Halloran as well in 5th. Jason Williamson 6th. John Stapleton in 7th. Forrest Martin 8th. Braden Deany, I think, or Deany or whatever. I'm not sure how it's pronounced, but that they finished in 9th.
Close.
And then Thad Miller in 10th. So a good top 10 there. And
you
then
know where we got him going Tuesday there, Bryce?
What's up?
Oh, I said, you know where we got these ARCA guys going Tuesday?
Is it a road course?
It
is a road course.
Yes.
One we
Kansas Road,
saw
right?
last season.
Kansas
There
Road.
it is.
That should be a good one for these guys. Tune in for lap 1, corner 1, would you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah. We'll quickly run over the point standings as well, though, where everybody's looking like in the chase. Brandon Dayhoff leads the way, 72 points above the cut line. John Shields in 2nd, 46 above the cut line, with Drew Halloran in 3rd. Thad Miller 4th. Jace Keller and Forrest Martin both tied for 5th. Quinn McLean in 7th. Carson Smith in 8th. Jason Williamson 9th, and Josh Revel rounding out the top 10. Sean McLean and Brent Escarino are also above the cut line, and it is 8 points to 13th place, which is John Stapleton, Ryan Stevenson, both tied there with 90 points. Corey Moore just outside of that. He is in 15th. Reno Connor and Brent McKee rounding out the bottom of that cut line at 84 points, 14 points behind the cut line. So still in striking distance.
Oh yeah, definitely going to be good. I expect some good racing. No, I'm curious to see who's going to get the top 5 or so, because we really still have a lot of unknown people. Like even Dayhoff wasn't around in trucks when we did this, so
that's true.
Corey Moore, I was watching Kansas Road back the other day. He entered the race, but he was out by just a couple laps. So, I mean, I don't know if there's anybody that really has experience on Kansas Road that's in ARCA, unless I'm just missing one or two. So,
yeah.
Well, I took a peek at the practice I put up last night. Brent McKee was running low 116s. So he might be a contender. I think he's a road guy that is just starting out in oval. So I think he might be. We saw Drew at Sonoma in the 3 car. He looked pretty decent at Sonoma. I mean, he looked like he was hanging in there. He might have had a couple of mistakes here and there, but I think he might be a contender as well. We'll see. Never know with the road courses. Somebody can pop out of nowhere and
steal one
for sure.
So, all right. I think that's going to do it here. We're going to get into the practice session. The lobby has been up for about 10 minutes now, and we will be back in just a couple of minutes here with the broadcast of our finale of the round of 8 for the Cup Series at Martinsville Speedway for 200 laps. We will see you guys in just a few minutes.